Top 8 reasons why Bitcoin will change the world. If you want to learn more about cryptocurrencies, hit the subscribe button and click on the bell icon. The invention of Bitcoin is an innovation that we believe is as important as the internet itself. Decentralized digital currency is a concept that has only existed in science fiction until recently. With Bitcoin being such a new technology, there are many ideas about it and how it will affect our lives. So here is our top 8 list of ways we believe that Bitcoin will change the world. Number 8. Giving to charity. Whether assisting in disaster areas or feeding the less fortunate, we would all like to see more of our donated money reach the ones in need. Currently, many popular platforms such as PayPal, Amazon Pay, and CrowdRise charge up to a 2 to 6% transaction fee on top of a 30-cent fee for every donation received, making smaller contributions impossible or impractical. Cryptocurrency can remove this barrier by removing fees almost entirely. This opens up the possibility to accept micro-donations as low as a few cents and allows more money from every transaction to reach those in need around the world. Number 7. International remittances. Every year, hundreds of billions of dollars are sent by working immigrants back to their families. But with all of the regulations involved, the cost of sending cross-border remittances averages around 5% for large amounts and can be significantly higher for smaller transfers. In 2017 alone, the aggregate cost for U.S. remittances was around $30 billion. Cryptocurrencies are peer-to-peer, meaning they transfer directly from one individual to another, removing the need for banks and other intermediaries. It's not just cost-effective. Cryptocurrencies have no closing hours or border restrictions, making it simple to send money anywhere, anytime, to anyone nearly for free. Number 6. Removing inflation. Inflation is the gradual increase in the money supply. With fiat currency, the supply can be inflated by simply creating more with a printing press. Printing more of the currency devalues it, which is why inflation is also known as the hidden tax. The process of inflation is responsible for the US dollar losing 98% of its purchasing power since the Federal Reserve took control over the supply in 1913. While this process is often slow and difficult to notice, it can and does happen at a much faster and noticeable rate. For example, in 2018, Venezuela's inflation rate hit an unbelievable 80,000%, causing its fiat currency to be worth less than the toilet paper it can buy. With cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin Cash, this is not possible. After the initial supply of 21 million coins, there can never be any more created. There is no inflation and no hidden tax, which will produce a much more stable global economy. Number 5. Creating energy infrastructure. If you are watching this video, then you are probably fortunate enough to have access to electricity. It may surprise you that approximately 1 billion people on Earth do not have reliable access to power. One of the many reasons for this is that energy infrastructure is expensive to build, and there needs to be enough demand in an area to pay for the cost. Rural areas in the world may not have enough population for power companies to make a profit. Bitcoin has the potential of changing this by allowing power companies to sell the excess electricity to Bitcoin miners that would have otherwise gone to waste. This could allow energy infrastructure to be built in places that might not have been possible before. Number 4. Banking the unbanked. Around 1.5 billion people around the world still do not have access to banking. The reasons range from being excluded for not having the proper documents to living in rural areas or developing countries. But with the rising use of cell phones, all of these people can use Bitcoin for their bank. Bitcoin does not require documents, identification, proof of residence, or many of the other barriers that exclude so many people from securing their finances. Services such as CoinText enable the use of cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin Cash without internet access or even advanced smartphones. Any old cell phone with SMS capabilities can give financial freedom and security to almost anyone, anywhere. Number 3. Removing the middleman. The primary innovation of Bitcoin is removing the middleman from financial transactions. But that ability can be extended to businesses and applications as well. There are an endless amount of companies that can take a large fee for connecting users with services, many of which can be replaced by using cryptocurrencies. Take ride-sharing services like Uber or Lyft, for example. These services connect individuals looking to pay for a ride with individuals who are willing to drive them. For connecting the individuals and facilitating the transaction, these companies take as much as 30% of the total fee. Bitcoin and blockchain have the potential of eliminating middlemen services such as these by allowing the customer to securely pay the driver directly. The application itself could even be automated by building a decentralized application, also referred to as DApp, using smart contracts. In the future, we hope to see the middlemen being squeezed out across so many industries, transferring the savings to both the consumers and the providers. Number 2. Financial transparency. While Bitcoin transactions can provide a great degree of privacy, the default transparency of the underlying technology can be useful in certain situations. Many publicly funded organizations could be better off for everyone if their finances were completely transparent, and blockchain technology makes this possible. Governments spending public tax money and charitable organizations using donations can be held more accountable to the people that fund them in the future. Number 1. Fundraising. 2017 was the year ICOs started to gain traction. Many startups since then have chosen to raise capital with initial coin offerings, rather than going through traditional paths such as traditional equity sales. ICOs are changing the way capital can be raised for an idea, in much the same ways Bitcoin is changing the way money is used. For example, in the US, capital raising is legally limited to just 3% of US residents with a net worth of more than $1 million. Coin offerings can raise business capital from anyone, anywhere, at any time. Anyone who has a good idea can try and find investors anywhere in the world. While the initial ICO boom had its fair share of fraudulent and failed projects amidst the legitimate ones, investors and regulators are getting smarter and more experienced with this new method of raising capital. As this space evolves, we believe that the benefits and potential that ICOs offer will outweigh the problems of the early days. And that wraps up Bitcoin.com's top 8 list of ways that Bitcoin can change the world. Now, we had a lot to choose from, so let us know if we missed something that you believe deserves to be on this list. Feel free to like and subscribe for more content from Bitcoin.com.